and gentlemen, welcome to the Real Riff podcast. My name is Bill Markey,
And my name is Thomas Angelo.
and we are back again, the penultimate episode of Peacemaker, Season 2, Episode 7, Like a Keith in the Night. This is directed by Althea Jones, written, of course, by James Gunn. And quick breakdown of this movie as Rick Flag and Argus close in the 11th Street kids' attempt to keep the ever-increasing dangers of the alternate dimension around them at bay. So,
Can I ask you a question real quick? I was a little
mhm.
confused. I was trying to look it up yesterday. Why are they called the 11th Street Kids again? Is that the name of a
I
song or something?
I don't remember. I
I
swear to God, like
I don't
when
know if that was in season one. I don't even remember. But like they reference themselves that as like once this season.
I think
I
so,
don't
like
know.
one episode.
Yeah,
But it's a thing. So, all right, what did you think of this episode? The penultimate episode of Peacemaker season 2.
I thought the last 10 minutes were pretty good,
Yeah.
but there was a lot of awkward storytelling and staging and filmmaking in this episode, and I have a couple examples of it. I just I really think the writing on Gunn's part just fell apart this season.
Mm.
I mean, it it just kind of feels like blah. It
Yeah.
feels like a lot of nothingness to like have a very small point for Peacemaker's arc of just being like everything I touch turns to shit and whatnot. And it just feels like a very long-winded way of getting there. And it felt like this alternate universe didn't teach any of the other characters anything. And that was quite boring. And Vigilante, again, given nothing. Adebayo, again, given nothing. Economos, again, given nothing. Eagly, again, this boring shit. And Jennifer Holland in this episode, I thought her performance kind of lacked a little bit in this episode. There was a scene at the beginning where she's like, you didn't notice Mein Kampf, copies of Mein Kampf everywhere? And she's like, you didn't see the Hitler mural? And then she goes like, and I'm like, you guys are like at gunpoint right now, and you guys are like kidding around and everything. Like, you guys are about to die. And again, I get that Peacemaker is characterized as dumb and whatnot, but I feel like the show is making some very logical leaps to be like, he's really dumb. And I thought he had the character development in season 1 and through season 2 where it's like he's a bit smarter now. Like he's not as dumb. He's sensible. Like to me, missing the Hitler mural, again, it's a funny gag, but I can't excuse a funny gag for bad writing. I feel like Vigilante's characterization is, oh, he's the idiot. He's really an idiot, but he's like he's good at combat and whatnot. You're really going to tell me that Chris was so ignorant of this universe that he didn't notice the giant fucking mural of Hitler? I find that ridiculous. Like that's a very logical leap for me.
I couldn't agree more. That scene failed for me to make me laugh, where I just went,
Are you retarded? Like seriously,
yeah,
like really? I didn't want to say that
yeah,
word. I was going to get canceled, but
yeah.
yeah. But
It's a dumb moment. Or I feel like that was like something from a Family Guy episode, when instead, like I'm like, do they really want to hammer home that he's this stupid?
so that was,
Because like,
and I wrote on my notes, that the beginning lines and scene are just extremely goofy in this episode. So goofy, in fact, that I think it just portrays Peacemaker as like such an idiot, and just like it makes me not root for him as a character as much. I'm like, you really that dumb? Like the one line was kind of funny where he's like, you think if I read books I want to be this buff? Like that's the scene of comedy that's kind of working, but it's like, why are you guys being so goofy in this like ultimatum moment like this?
exactly. Yeah.
And it feels like the whole hardcore in Nazi world plotline is just thrown out the window. Like she's just whatever at this point.
True. She
Completely thrown out.
disappears.
Completely disappears. That was a whatever plotline. And I thought that the slow motion shots of Peacemaker and hardcore running away, pushing people and everything, it just looked bad. Like again, I think this show looks bad.
I know you're not a fan of the way the show looks.
I don't know, but even the staging in the episode, the staging in the last 10 minutes, thought was pretty good. But the staging in this like opening scene, like it makes no sense. Like they're fully surrounded, but they still get away. I don't know. I thought it was dumb.
Yeah.
This opening scene did nothing for me.
it was kind of more like awkward
It
for
was
me,
very
where
awkward. Very awkward.
yeah, like I was like, it was more one of those like, oh, okay. I was like, I guess I'm not, this makes no sense, but I'll give myself up to the show in hopes of something more. But I didn't really get anything else.
Yeah, and
Like I didn't get more.
moving into the opening scene, I had a question for you. Is
Sorry for the snorting.
is that dance supposed to be a swastika?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. Like I feel like that's one of those things where maybe just social media, and we are seeing this so much when it comes to movies and everything, where people are breaking things down, and then so much, and then we hear the director speak in an interview, and they're like, "Oh no!" Like I remember I was asked yesterday. I just watched Long Legs with somebody, and she was like, "So why the title Long Legs?" I was like, "Oh, Osgood Perkins said it was a cool thing." Like, you know what I mean? Like, could that be a thing? Yeah. In my mind, I just think, and rightfully so.
Because there's a
Like, I
funny,
just think it's people just
yeah,
nitpicky.
a
Yeah.
funny little antidote is they added the emote to Fortnite, and then
Right.
once the Hitler like, wait, I actually heard that this is an actual comic book thing. Like, there's what is it like World X or Earth X or whatever, where it's like the Nazis actually won. Like, it's an actual thing in the comics apparently.
Oh, that I didn't know about.
So it's called like
DC?
Earth X. I saw Gunn talking about it. I really haven't kept up with the podcast since
Yeah,
like the
neither
first or
have I.
second episode, just because honestly the season's been falling apart for me.
Yep.
But I thought that was kind of interesting. So at least this is rooted somewhat in the comics, but that was kind of my question. I just thought it was funny because Fortnite actually just removed the emote because they're confused as to what the intentions of it are.
I just think it's the dance. Like, do you think it's like something like they were really going for there?
I don't know, because even the Nazi world characters, they don't really do any like Nazi stuff in the dance sequence. They're kind of just dancing and they like twirl
Yeah,
up into
exactly.
the sky. So I don't know if it's anything really specific, but then we get into the scene of Adebayo running away from the people, and then this was another one where I was just like, "You're
Oh my
fucking
God.
losing me here, pal."
Yes.
What?
Yes.
I can't excuse. Like, listen,
I know exactly what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
why the absolute fuck? I don't know what type of logical leap is. If you have 50 people running after you,
Yeah.
why the fuck do you jump in a pool?
Why the fuck do they jump in the pool?
And
Run
why
around.
you literally just run around and you catch her? First of all, Judo Master just teleported in. Like, he literally just teleported in with. So, and what the fuck did he say that was? What type of wires? He was like, phone wires, telephone.
Is that
wires?
what he said?
I don't know what he
I
said. But
don't
I'm like,
remember.
how the fuck did you get that there? Like
Yeah.
And first of all right, so logically makes no sense why Adebayo, a fucking person who's running a security unit or whatever the fuck her boring ass side plot was this
Yeah.
season, that went nowhere once again. Why the fuck does she jump in the pool that will slow her down? And like it just makes no sense. And 2, Judo Master just spawns in, plot convenience. 3,
Yep.
they all jump in the pool and get slowed down. And 4, the fucking CGI electricity looked absolutely shitty. Like, it looks so
That's
bad.
maybe what zombies do.
Like,
Is they just dead follow you wherever you go without
and
thinking.
like maybe and like I get Gunn was trying to make the joke of like, hey, oh, it's funny to watch a bunch of Nazis get electrocuted in a pool. Not at the sake of bad writing, you know? Like,
And I
you
feel
can't
like
make a
they only
logical
did it
leap
to-
like that to
sorry.
make a funny gag.
And did they set up? Was that just to set up the joke later in the show where he's like, "That's the most I've killed in a pool of electricity." She's like, "Oh, what was your previous record?" He's like, 4 or whatever. Like, I was like, "Was that
And that
just
was just a
setup for that
stupid
dumb-"
line too. Like that,
I didn't laugh.
I
Like,
definitely did not. I don't think that was funny because it's not funny because I'm like, oh, you're again. This is like with Peacemaker. You're sacrificing the intelligence of these characters. Again, it's
Yeah.
one thing if it's Vigilante who's been characterized as this all along. You know,
Right.
Peacemaker's
Exactly.
Peacemaker's dumb, but personally, from what I've gathered from him, I don't think he's an idiot. He's ignorant, but he's not an idiot.
Right.
That's how I read him as a character. Maybe that's not how Gunn wants me to read him as a character, but that is what I've taken from his writing, from him as a character.
I agree.
I thought that scene was really atrocious.
There's 2 scenes that just where you're like, okay,
Like-
within like 10 minutes of each other, you're like, this makes absolutely no
Yeah,
logical sense.
like back to back, it was like, whoa, what's going
Yeah.
on? me harkening on the CGI, I actually thought when Hardcore and Peacemaker used the jetpack to escape the building, I actually thought that looked pretty good.
I think it did too. I agree.
I will say I thought CGI wise that looked pretty good. I don't know how that
Yeah.
if that was done like practically, whatever is that looked good. That looked good. Any use of CGI in the show though, you could tell the budget was not there.
Mhm.
But the okay, this is another scene where I kind of had like a logic leap and I was really confused. I get that Economos and Eagly like kind of have that beef or whatever. Like it's like a joke that they have beef.
Yeah.
But you characterize Eagly as this prime eagle, this like all-seeing god eagle, and he can't like help Economos. Like you're telling me
He's
that,
an idiot. Yeah.
like you're again for the convenience of the plot and where you want to
Yep.
do, you're sacrificing the intelligence of these characters. I feel like isn't Eagly supposed to be like a super eagle? Like right? Like he's supposed to have
Yeah,
some sort of
basically. Yeah.
I just thought it was all awkward. It felt stupid. It felt like I'm like, am I watching different characters? So I actually
Yeah.
will agree with the actor who plays John Economos that these last 3 episodes are feeling like a different type of show because this isn't the show that I've been fucking watching. Like this feels like a rando world. This feels like
It does.
It feels like he kind of gunned his like these all feel like first passes of a script. Even this like I did think the scene between Adebayo and are we supposed to call him Judo Master or Rip
Judo
Jaguar?
Master.
Whatever the fuck his name.
Rip.
Whatever. When they're playing Scrabble or whatever, I thought that scene was a little wholesome.
Yeah, I agree.
There were some cute moments. I mean, like the way that he was kind of characterizing their relationship, Adebayo and her girlfriend. I forget her name.
I forgot. her name
That was
too.
wholesome.
About what the girlfriend's dreams were. Her goals.
Yeah, that was wholesome. I felt like that was a pretty good scene of writing. You know, it felt good, felt natural.
Yeah.
But I guess I feel like a little confused as to what the urgency in the plot is here because I get that they're just hiding out there because of the Nazis and they're chasing out their Adebayo, but like they're playing like Scrabble and not worried about whatever the fuck else is going on.
Same like when Economos and Adebayo.
Like I get they were waiting for night or whatever, but I feel like there'd be a bit more urgency to the plot. Like it feels like we're going, and then we're slowing down, and then going, and then slowing down. So you know what I mean? It's this season has just been paced absolutely terribly. I don't know.
Looking back, there are these moments or time that ultimately was a total waste that contributed nothing. Like again, going back to the Eagly thing, you bring in Michael Rooker, and where we're here now, he did nothing for the show.
No, because
his character.
Because what does Eagly being the prime eagle do for his character? Because he does nothing.
Unless he does something in the last episode, but that will further confuse me because then I'll be like, why did you make him a dumbass in episode 7?
Yes.
If he's at least like R2D2 always saves the day. Like C3PO could be an idiot. R2D2 always is consistent. He will get them out of their jams.
Yeah.
He does it in Return of the Jedi. He does it in episode 3. Like R2 is there. Like, but in this episode, in this season, it's like Eagly is like tactically taking down 5 SWAT people earlier in the show. And then he's the almighty eagle. But now he's back to getting Economos a string and just wanting to eat food. And he's back to being a dumbass.
Yeah, it just...
like, I don't see the
there's
point.
There's no progression. There's no purpose to these plot lines. This whole season felt like a whole lot of fucking meandering and just a failure to execute on anything that I personally wanted to see as a Peacemaker fan.
And I don't like what Cena. I feel like was didn't do much in this episode.
No, I mean, we can kind of get into the ending because that's kind of where we're at now. I mean, the CGI explosions when the Blue Dragon and David Denman come in, Keith. Those explosions at the cop cars, they looked like okay. It wasn't as terrible as CGI, but again, it still feels like I'm watching the CW. It's like this isn't what I expect from DC. It's like I'm feeling I'm watching CW's The Flash right now.
I can see. You know what I mean? That's actually the best example.
This show looks like that personally, and I'm like, Gunn, your filmmaking, your team is better than that. You know.
I agree. I just like season 1 was such a fun, like rewatchable season to me, and where we really got into like character depth and whatnot. I feel like this season's unraveled like the hard work or something.
It's such a meandering mess. Just like
Yeah,
I feel like Gunn had a lot that he wanted to say, a lot that he wanted to do, but he still failed to execute upon those in these 7 episodes, and it just feels like I'm meandering. None
yeah,
of the side characters, maybe except for Harcourt, have an interesting plot line this season. Obviously,
no,
Peacemaker's plot line is interesting, but let's get into the ending because
yeah,
to me, the absolute MVP of this episode is Robert Patrick. Whatever he was doing,
yes, 100%.
great. Great fucking work. You killed it. You knew what you had to do. You fucking killed it. Everything with him in this episode, like you, Robert Patrick, you killed that shit. Really great stuff from him. The way that he leveled with all of them over this
Yep.
multiversal accident, the way that he leveled with them, there was this power, there was this tension. It felt real. It felt good. Like that felt like how Augie Smith would like really react in that situation. And the fact that he was actually kind of a good guy. And this is again a great scene of comedy and the Nazi world and everything and the multiversal threats and everything working in tandem. When you see vigilantes through the window, you're like, oh no.
Yep, yep,
You know,
yeah.
it's like a great scene. So that when Augie dies, it's like holy shit. Like that's what I come to Peacemaker for, is those type of moments. That is the only moment in this episode that I thought was well set up, paced, done right. But
I
I
totally
do
agree.
want to comment on it. It still feels like Keith and Augie in this Nazi world were kind of wasted. We didn't
Yeah,
get any insight into their characters, really, except this little monologue from Robert Patrick, which is a great monologue, but again, it feels like we didn't explore them as characters. We were introduced to them in episode 1 of this season, and we're by episode 7. I know nothing new about them other than that they're Nazis, and that
yeah.
Robert Patrick Augie's in the Nazi world turns out to be the kind of the only good guy.
And the fact that like that it's a pretty deep thing to get into. Like as funny as it's interesting you had that take on the scene where Vigilante kills them, because I also kind of felt I felt more of a bummer personally of that scene, because I thought it was such an interesting dynamic
It was.
to learn that he actually didn't, like, I was born into this world, I can't do anything about it. I was like, give me a little more of that, but then he's dead.
I feel both ways about it. I'm like, if they set it up more better,
Yeah,
that moment would have hit better. That would have been a Peacemaker moment where I was like, oh, whoa, that was good. I
right.
like the idea of it, the execution of it. I agree with you in terms of like, oh, I do feel like we're kind of missing out on these characters.
Yeah,
And obviously, like Peacemaker's burst out where he's like, "Oh, everything I touches turns to shit," and he like has this emotional reaction when he sees everyone just beating up on David Demons Keith. But it's like it feels like a too little, too late right now. And this was our worry
100%.
throughout the season. We were like, "This is a little, too late, right?" Like this is all like if you're saving all your juice for the last 2 episodes, you're not pacing yourself right. You know?
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is also the downfall of a hype machine, and James Gunn is his own hype machine. But we've heard for so long from him and from some of the people in the show, those last 3 episodes, they're gonna change the
I
DCU.
think they were really hearkening on this Nazi world twist, and
I think so
it
too.
just wasn't that crazy because everyone figured it out. What like
Four,
4 weeks
5
4 weeks ago?
episodes. Yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah,
it. Everyone knew this was gonna happen. We were in episode 3. We were talking about this, and
yeah,
that was
exactly.
that was 4 weeks ago now. Oh, that was a whole
Now,
month.
as a viewer, I remember when you brought that up, I went, "Oh shit, I didn't notice." Like, so when Chris didn't notice, I was like, "Oh, okay," because I didn't notice. But then, like, I would have been like, just stay with that. Don't do something as stupid as like there's flags with a swastika on it, and then I'm like, "Oh, you could have had me," because I didn't notice. Like, he's got the blinders on, he just sees bodies around him
The
celebrating.
flag thing I could have excused as him just being a little ignorant. That I think people can miss. The mural of Hitler is where you lost me. I'm like, dude, are you serious? Like, are you?
The whole wall.
It's a mural. It's not a painting. It's
Yeah.
a mural. You can't miss it. Your eyes are just naturally drawn to shit like that. I
Yeah.
don't care how in love you are with somebody. You're not that ignorant.
No, no. And again, this is another episode where I was like, okay, are we gonna get something cooking a little more on Rick Flag and whatnot?
Nope.
But then we get like one scene.
Whatever the Happerson do, whatever. This
Sydney
another.
Apperson, yeah.
And oh my god, wait, there was a line here that I just genuinely thought was terrible. Sasha Bordeaux, who was also just like another character who just fizzled out and did nothing.
Yeah, she was there.
Flurry
Yeah.
fizzled out and kind of did nothing. But she says when they walk into the control room, this is verbatim what she says, bro. This is Lex Luthor's communication hub where he fought Superman.
Oh, thanks for the
Do
reminder.
human beings talk like that?
Right.
Like this is again the fucking bullshit of the connected universe where it's like you're doing so many leaps to tell me this is a connected universe. Oh, I gotta see Superman to get this reference. To see Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Oh, Lex Luthor cameo. Oh, people are hyping up this Happerson guy as a fucking cameo. I don't even remember who the fuck he is. I remember his mustache, but it's like, dude, he's not a cameo. Like he had 5 lines in the Superman movie.
And he just comes off as, and he's very distinct looking, but he really just comes off as another one of the many people at the computer in Superman.
Yeah, he's not anything. He's not anyone special. I mean, if we want to give him more characterization, I'm always open to a side character being explored more. But then if you stayed for the end credits here, they just made a Pornhub joke.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just like, now I can't take that character serious ever.
Yep.
And then, they go back to the universe and Peacemaker gives himself up. I kind of feel like you used all your juice in this episode. Obviously, episode 8 is going to be Keith coming into our world.
Yeah.
Obviously. And listen, there's one more episode left. So I, again, will fucking state this. If episode 8 somehow makes all this shit make sense, I will eat my words. Right hand of God, I will eat my words. If I'm a betting man, there's absolutely no way episode 8 redeems this season. There's absolutely no way.
I feel like sometimes I'm a little more optimistic, especially about superhero stuff, but I fully agree with you.
I think this season fell apart.
And that's based off what this season gave us, episodes 2 through 7.
Mm-hmm.
After such a strong start, even with good moments,
there's always good moments throughout. Like there's even this moment, like the little conversation between Adebayo and Judo Master. I enjoyed it. I love the stuff that Robert Patrick was doing in this episode. But again, it's the pacing, it's the execution, it's the writing. What happened? Episode 1 is still my favorite thing that's out of the DCU so far. Even more than Superman. I liked episode 1 more than Superman. Yeah. I'm probably in the minority there. I've never watched a season of television where the first episode was such a fucking knockout, and this rest of the season just delivered on nothing for me.
No, I mean, I couldn't agree more. And I feel like this almost is like, this is something I was saying about last week's episode where, God, I would never say, oh, this is what he's definitely doing. But I kind of think, are we just really looking at the James Gunn, that is? Is he just looking past Peacemaker?
In a way, is he just setting up? But I don't even understand how this is like, nothing that's gone on has set up anything else. So the setup's in episode 8 for Man of Tomorrow or whatever.
I mean, he said,
so is some multiversal threat going to get out? But like then again, like that's what you were building up to, is another multiversal threat that dilutes the plot of Peacemaker,
Right. It does. Then it begins to almost feel a little marbly.
Yeah, like what did Peacemaker really learn by going to this Nazi world? Because one, you had this whole great setup where he had this great life and everything and whatnot. And I get it. It's like you think you have something good until you realize it's not. Whatever. It's a done to death trope at this point. But what did Peacemaker learn from this situation? Because Peacemaker at the beginning of season 2 would have still turned himself in for his friends.
Yeah, you're right.
How has Peacemaker changed from viewing this world? He's always had this idea that everything he touches turns to shit. There was not an interesting character evolution this season through the multiversal world. I thought, again, I was so excited. We were excited. We were talking about like, oh, Peacemaker's going to be cool because they're giving us an interesting take on the multiversal story where it's all about character. What character progression did Peacemaker get this season? Because even when he figures out it's Nazi world and his dreams come crumbling down, he's still making jokes. He's still like, think I'd be this buff if I read books. And then he's also like, how big is the portal? Can we make the portal bigger? I want to bring the peace cycle back. And it's like, they don't know how the portal works. You do. So I don't know.
That like reminds me of like the beginning of Batman and Robin, where he's like, this is why Superman works alone. And it's like, oh yeah, you just needed that corny line in there for like, yeah.
I'm very disappointed with this episode. I think this is easily one of the weakest episodes of the season. I did enjoy the ending. The vigilante thing did surprise me. Everything, again, I think that could have been executed and paced better throughout the rest of the season. We could have been given more of Keith and Augie from Nazi World. We could have been given anything. Honestly, I think it was the Nazi World twist that kind of ruined this. I don't even think it was needed. Unless that's somehow going to set something up. Yeah, I saw it coming, but they also didn't do anything interesting with it character-wise.
Yeah,
he
he
tried to
did.
make the meta like preachy thing where he was like, well, this world doesn't look too different from ours. And it was
Yeah,
like, dude, we're
there is some
not living in a
politics in this
Nazi
episode.
regime. Like,
Yeah,
listen, there's a lot of horrible things going on in our world. We should be grateful we are not living through World War II again. As Americans, we should be fucking
this
grateful.
not to get political, but and again, not getting political,
Yeah.
but months ago during a more right wing rally in Madison Square Garden, it was being compared to a Nazi rally, literally. And people were there were people that came forward that lived during that time. They're like, there couldn't be anything more insulting than comparing, like, to go back there.
The horrors of
Yeah.
yeah.
And there was, again, I'm not somebody, I'm not a politically charged individual. I have my views, but I can watch shit and I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, but this was an episode where I'm like, there was some awkwardness in this episode for me where I'm like, again, where she's like, it ain't that moment. It ain't much different from our world. And then when Judo Master's like, I'll kill cops.
I,
And I'm just like,
again, I mean, that makes sense for Judo Master, I guess, because he's a criminal, right? He's a villain, but
I just think Judo
um,
Master was I think the scene with them about the Nazi and it's not that much different. And Judo Master was James Gunn like, let me use these vehicles to
yeah,
say
but like
something.
he didn't build that up at all. Like he didn't like
No,
listen. If you want to make that
yeah,
comparison and you could prove to me through your pacing and your filmmaking that it works, by all means, by all
I agree.
means. But you didn't, and you just threw
I
that
agree.
line in to like get your little bonus brownie points. Fuck that. No, no.
That's like he claims that, and I just can't believe this. Like the monkey bots in Superman that are writing all these hate tweets towards Superman. A lot of people drew comparisons to like he was taking a dig at all of those who went on Twitter about him years ago. And he was like, somebody asked him about it in an interview. I think it was on Happy Sad Confused. And he was like, no, I didn't even think of that. And Josh Horowitz was like, oh, really? Because I thought that was your way of talking about it. He goes, no. And I heard that. I'm like, what?
I yeah, this really just falls apart for me, and I wonder like would this season have been different if Gunn directed every episode? You
I was
know,
thinking the same thing.
would
Yeah.
it be different? Because obviously direction doesn't change writing. Writing's still writing. I think these scripts could have used a lot more passes,
Mm.
but like it feels like episode one script was very refined and was a great
Yeah.
setup pilot, and then the other scripts were just oh my god, they were pretty bad.
Afterwards, it
Some
was like, yeah, okay. Like, yeah, it's such a good start to the show.
yeah,
And then I
it was a
remember, like, we
knockout
were
of an
like,
episode.
yep. I remember we were both thinking, like, okay, like episode two, we saw that. And they were like, well, maybe in the long run, this will pay off to something bigger in the end. And I have not seen that,
Not at all. And I
like,
haven't even seen a
two through
setup
seven.
for it. It's
No.
we kept saying all these episodes are set up for the next episode, and we just keep getting disappointed.
And similar to you, I don't think, not to be pessimistic, just to be pessimistic, I don't think they're going to land the plane or whatever in the last episode
But
because
because I don't even know what the plan is. I don't even know
how
what
are
it
you?
is.
Yeah, exactly. You haven't like, what are you gonna do? Like force set it up and pay it off in the same
Yeah,
episode?
like
You
you're
had a
gonna try
whole
and pay
season.
off the Peacemaker plot line, which I don't even really
Yeah,
fully understand, but also set up Superman, Man of whatever, Man of Tomorrow.
yeah.
I don't think this is gonna work. I really don't.
Does it say something that James Gunn has pretty much already said, or maybe this was the plan the whole time, that Peacemaker as a character will continue, but there is no season three?
Oh, he said that.
Yeah, he's already said there. It looks like there's no plans for a third season. The character will continue in the
Mm.
DCU, but
So are they
there's
gonna make a
been
movie? I don't get it.
I guess he'll just continue in projects. Like they'll
Honestly, it
insert.
makes sense because I don't see a lot of love for these side characters like Adebayo and Economos and all of them. Like they're given no growth. They're
And I
given
cared
no
about them in
expansion.
season one.
What happened?
Like I cared about them in season one.
Me too. I don't care about them anymore. This season has
Economos,
actually
they just
made me.
oh sorry.
Yeah, Economos just keeps throwing his friends under the bus, like
And he
completely.
keeps they keep doing the gag of he's like, I'm an anxious, panicky wreck who gives in to social. I'm like, another. It's like hit us with the
He
bird
he
joke.
did that like 6 times in this episode.
Yeah,
It was rough.
it was like the bird thing with Tim Meadows. I'm like, dude, we're going back to the well again, like with the same joke. Like it's just so weird. It's like, are you spinning too many plates at once? Writing this show, directing this, setting up the universe for that. trying to cast a new Batman. Like it just, I'm like, is there too many? Do we need more chef's cooks in the kitchen? Like,
Performance wise, I think this season is pretty good performance wise. I mean, really, who's carrying it is Cena, David
yeah,
Denman, and
Robert Patrick.
Robert Patrick. I mean, they across the board, all three of them killed it with what they were given.
Yeah,
With what they were given,
yeah,
they killed it. I just
I agree.
ultimately this season just really fell apart for me. I really have no interest in episode 8. Like, I'm gonna
Yeah,
watch it just to see it out and see how it sets up this next movie, but I don't even care about like I'm more excited for I guess Clayface out of anything. But
yeah, me too.
you're diluting my interest in the series in the DCU right now, and I had a lot of interest after Superman and after Peacemaker episode 1. I was like, oh whoa, I'm so excited for this new universe. Because to be honest, Creature Commandos didn't do much for me. I didn't even finish it, but this really disappointed. This really disappointed me. It kind of hurt me in a way. I was just like, damn, like really, this is it. I don't know.
Are you looking forward to Clayface because of it's such a tonal shift? It'll be a
Yes.
horror movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
that's why I'm not as interested in the Man of Tomorrow or Supergirl, just because I know those are continuations of whatever this is, and I'm just not
Yeah,
as interested in that anymore. I don't know. You gotta win me back. It's a push and pull type of thing, when it comes to these superhero universe bullshits, whatever.
I agree.
And I just think this kind of fell apart, and I really wish it didn't. I didn't want it to. I was so excited after that first episode, but it makes me question: does Gunn have too much on his plate for this whole
That's
DCU
exactly what it
thing?
said. Is he spinning too many plates at
I think
once?
so because like why didn't you direct all these episodes? Like it doesn't feel
Right.
like it doesn't really feel like I got to see a lot of other directors' styles shine. It made me not interested in these directors, which isn't a good thing.
I think he said he was working on Superman at the same time because I feel like in one of the DC
That's
podcasts,
right. That's right.
he said he shot over to Peacemaker, which is why David Cornsweet took that selfie with John Cena.
Yeah.
It's like they were able to like he's like I would check on the show, see how it was going, and then go back to Superman. And I mean, the guy's already got the script for Man of Tomorrow. Like,
I think he says he needs to give that script another pass.
I yeah, if Peacemaker is an indication of what happens when I don't know, maybe
Guns unchecked a
you
little bit,
you are
Maybe
putting maybe too much on.
I don't want to say it's like ego, but it's like I think he may need a partner to like hold him back a little bit.
Yeah, I mean he's supposed to with it saffron, eat saffron, but it
But
really just seems like it's
that's
the gun
I think
show.
that's more the business side of things, the head of the universe
Okay,
and everything. I don't know if that's full. Like it seems like Gunn has more creative control.
but
I
creatively
don't
he
know. I
needs
don't know Saffron. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
right.
I don't really
No,
know
I agree.
Saffron's role in this world.
I mean, you would hear about early on in Marvel, like yeah, Feige runs the show, but I would hear a lot about how like Favreau was also giving his input after starting with Iron Man on like what to do with these next projects. Like eventually, I guess that fell off because Marvel just continuously grew like crazy.
Hmm.
But it's funny. It's just interesting how we started this with Peacemaker coming off Superman, like you know Marvel should take a page out of their book, whatever. But then it's kind of like becoming like one of the Marvel shows. We are like, I don't even think this is going to matter to the greater universe. What
Hmm.
have you guys done so far that should make me think I got to remember that going forward in this big universe? There's been nothing so far other than Lex Luthor, which again is a Superman thing,
Yeah.
to make me think, oh, I'm taking this into the next DCU project. Nothing. Like there's nothing that makes me go like, oh yeah, this will probably contribute to Supergirl or Clayface or oh, this will be a thing for Batman probably. There's been nothing in this show
See, but that's
that
not interesting to me though. I just want a good Peacemaker plotline executed. I don't care for setup.
I mean, I guess I got the hopes up thinking like, oh, so because at the same time I agree with you, but then at the same time,
No, I get
like
it. I
it
think
got
you hold a little bit more stake in the superhero world than I do, and I respect that.
definitely yeah,
I respect that. I'm not like hating on it. I just it's not my thing fully.
right. And the thing I didn't like about Marvel is they weren't connecting their shows enough to the movies.
Hmm.
So I did want that from Peacemaker, but I didn't want it to come at the behest of also
The
Peacemaker.
plot line,
So,
yeah, no, and
yeah,
I don't think a superhero show's found that balance yet.
no, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Well,
That I got nothing else. That it's
I
just
got,
it's the unfortunate case
yeah,
of Peacemaker season 2, and I'm just very disappointed. Listen, again, right hand to God. I will eat my words. If episode 8 is a fucking masterpiece, like episode 1, then this is the wackiest fucking season of television ever. But
I agree.
I will eat my words, but if I'm a betting man, I don't think it's gonna land the plane.
I do trust me. I'm with you there. I'll eat my words too. But we're
I
on
don't
the
think it's
same
gonna land the plane because unfortunately I don't know what the fuck the plane is.
page. Exactly. But I'm good on this.
Me too. I have nothing more to add, and we can get into a full season long review next week. So
Yeah. Well, everybody, that's our lively review of Peacemaker season 2, episode 7, like a Keith in the night.
yeah,
So please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, write a 5-star review. Those are big, and most importantly,
Huge.
word of mouth. Yep. So,
all right, guys. Thank you for looking at the